I was asked to address this wonderful entrepreneur community. So I'm going to start talking, and I guess you could watch it after it goes live. If you have any questions, let me know. And the topic is, does an artist need a gallery in 2020? So, let's see if we can hear. Hello? Yeah, it sounds like it works. Good. So does the artist need a gallery in 2020? So I'm just going to first introduce myself. My name is Moshe Frank. I run the Leviim Art Gallery, Crown Heights, as well as we have a new location now where I'm sitting at the American Dream Mall. We started about 5 years ago. We started in a garage in Crown Heights, and now we have 2 locations. And our focus is we buy and sell art, and we also have a art promotion option for new artists, where we offer packages, marketing packages, show packages for new artists. So those are our main focus. We started just in Jewish art, and now with our new location at the American Dream Mall, our audience and our paintings and subjects are in all categories, not just Jewish. So, and that's why our new gallery, American Dream, we rebranded to just Leviim Gallery. So the topic I'm going to address today is, does the artist need a gallery in 2020? So it's a loaded question, and I guess it really depends on if you want to be a wholesaler or a retailer, like in any business. So if you want to interact directly with your art customers, then you should probably not use a gallery in general. I'm just going to make general statements, and hopefully the artists in this group could take out whatever they feel applies to them. So if you want to be direct with your clients and deal with your clients, then you should probably deal with the customers yourself and not use a gallery. But as with art and any product, you need a place to let people know that you exist, you are an artist, and here is my work. So before the internet, you needed a gallery or you needed a platform of some sort. You did a show or you showed in a gallery. Today, in 2020, with social media, you could really post everything on a website together with social media, and you can potentially get your stuff out there. However, that's assuming that you know marketing, you understand marketing, and therefore you know how to get it out there. For many artists, all they want to do, and they're great at, is just painting and just creating. So if you're just a painter and a creator, then you should probably either have someone do your social media marketing if you have no idea, or get trained in it, or try to get into a gallery. Now obviously to stay online and just sell online and social media, you don't need anyone else's permission, and you don't need any physical space. So it's really unlimited. However, if you need a platform, then you need a gallery or social media. Hope I'm not repeating myself, but I don't usually do these lectures, so I apologize. So if you need a marketing department, you need a social media or a gallery. Now, obviously, it's like I said before, social media and a website you can do yourself. You don't need anyone else. You don't need anyone to agree. You just have to pay or do it yourself. And on the other hand, if you have a good gallery is a marketing package, which means they have a strong social media presence. They have a strong collector base, which means they have physical galleries, they're active, and they do shows. And you really want a gallery that's going to really get behind you and push as hard as possible and promote you as hard as possible so you could get the full brand value. With art, especially more than anything else in the world, brand is everything. And the way you build a brand, there's many different ways to build a brand. One, the simple, old-fashioned way is you start selling paintings to friends or family, and then word of mouth will say, oh, where'd you get that painting? Oh, how'd you get this painting? And then the word just spreads, and then, which takes a longer amount of time, but very effective. You have to tell people and be comfortable. You know, it's a big step for artists to say, I am selling my art. I am good enough to sell art. And I say an artist has to decide because no one else can decide for you. You know, there's a sort of, even for an artist to show your art in the first place is, you know, it's a vulnerability. You're afraid to see what people are going to say. They're going to like it, they're not going to like it. But once you get past the stage of you're ready to show your work, the organic, slow way is, okay, I'm starting to sell my paintings, and the easiest and best place to start is family and friends. And you want to try to sell it to them, not gift them. Although, you know, but that's another step you have to get over. You have to be comfortable enough to say my art is good enough to sell, which could take a lot amount of time, and it's, you know, it's the other way to brand yourself is the next option. So the first one I said is word of mouth. You're just selling friends and family, and eventually, if your art is good enough, or I shouldn't say good enough, if your art is, people appreciate it and it's commercially acceptable, I'm not sure what the right word is, it will grow organically because, especially in the Jewish world, people visit each other's homes, simchas, shalom zachars, bris, whatever it is, and automatically people are going to see your work. There's big families, so you do a family event, you could have 50, 100 people all seeing your work, and then it spreads and spreads. Today with social media, if I see a painting in someone's house, I may even take a picture and tag it. So that's another organic way. So we have to set up, you know, social media ones. So now you take a picture, they tag you, and now boom, hopefully that will build your brand. And these are all the free, simple, cheap, or no-cost ways. But you have to have a mindset of the market. You have to have that mindset. My goal is to build my brand. Because if you want to get the higher the price, your brand has to be recognized. Unfortunately, the quality of work in of itself does not command a higher price. It's brand recognition. However, if there's a big enough demand for your product, then automatically your name will keep on growing because there's more people that want it than what you're actually making. So that sort of works together with each other. You know, if a million people want your painting and you're only making one painting a day, automatically you can start charging more and more and more and more for your paintings. But usually that takes a lot of time, naturally, and it will take time to get there. So the last option is you bring on a gallery which is they have a limited amount of space and they have a limited amount of time to focus on artists. So automatically a gallery, obviously the more successful galleries will get more artist submissions, and therefore it's harder to get into their space, and obviously the deal needs to be favorable enough for the gallery to they feel like we believe enough in this artist for whatever reason. Just to list a few, I can say if you have a big social media account, a gallery obviously is more likely to pick you up if they like your work, if their existing clients suggest it. So not that, oh, someone walks into our gallery, let's say for example, and say, oh, my sister is a great artist, you should check her out. Another person says, my aunt is a great artist, which is all very nice, but I guess people are a little bit, gallery owners like myself are a little bit hesitant. Obviously everyone thinks their sister and their aunt and their mother are all great, brilliant artists, and therefore we're a little apprehensive on trusting on their value. However, if one of our clients, especially our bigger clients, say you need to check out this artist, we're more likely to check it out and consider it. So, as in anything, you know? So, back to the topic of this webinar, I guess you call it, is does an artist need a gallery? And the answer is no, not at all, especially in 2020. However, the artist needs to have a marketing disposition or focus. The focus has to be, my paintings need to be seen as many people as possible. And if my paintings are seen by most as possible, in whatever way, whatever platform I use, your brand will grow, and then you will be able to command prices and higher until your art paintings sell for trillions of dollars, hopefully. So the shorter answer is you don't need a gallery, but the same thing like any business, does a plumbing company need salespeople? I don't know. The guy is just selling, he wants to be himself and do all the selling, great. If not, not. But more so in this case, you're building a brand. A plumbing supply store doesn't need to build a brand. Everyone knows a store has this and this products, and there's no brand element. But for an artist, it's a lot more complicated, where brand is everything. And I tell people all the time, it is very common to find paintings in the garbage, or people will give you paintings for free. It's not likely that you will find a cheap watch that is working in the garbage. You'll give it, you'll sell it, there's some inherent value. But the painting, for the better or for the worse, it's all about the brand. Do I recognize the brand? Do I believe in the brand? Now, another thing that a gallery does besides being a marketing platform for an artist is, I don't know who this artist is, I don't trust this artist in terms of value, but now that this gallery that I trust recommends this artist, that automatically skips the steps in value points, in branding points. And I would guess we could put it in branding points, a big social media following, that gives you branding points. Being published in a magazine or a newspaper, branding points. Being in a gallery, depending on the gallery, what the gallery is, branding points. And everything will give you more points. The more points you have, the more likely you're able to sell your paintings for more and paint less and make more money, which is, So you don't need a gallery, it's just more branding points, and it could skip a lot of steps for you, and people trust a gallery. Another thing with using a gallery is that we trade with our clients, so they don't have to buy. So if a person, first of all, we trade. So someone walks in, I have this painting, can I trade for that? So automatically there's no money leaving hands, and they're more likely to buy a painting. So it's easier for us to sell than an artist because we could trade. Another thing is that in general, artists don't like taking back their work after they sell it because it's very easy for them to just paint a new one. They don't need to take it back from their clients. However, with the gallery, we could just sell it to the next person, and sell it to the next person, next person, next person. Obviously, unless the artist's paintings have gone up a lot, or a certain era of the artist, let's say the artist's early years, have become more value, and the later paintings less valuable, less demand, so it's likely artists will buy back, obviously at the right price. So people know with the gallery, you're not stuck with one artist. You could trade in. If you remodel, redecorate your house, you could trade in your old art for the new art and more contemporary stuff, and trade and trade and trade. So I think that's the general idea and the value of a gallery. I recently did a post on LinkedIn, and I said the hardest part of operating a gallery is telling artists we're not interested, and it's also the most greatest feeling is discovering an artist that we feel will do well and launching that person in a incredible way that they definitely could have done themselves. So it's, as an art gallery owner, and having all these different artists submitting is, it's very hard for us to say no, and that's why I try to tell people to submit it digitally. So, telling them no is much easier for us. And that's it. So I noticed that's the end of the first segment of Does an Artist Need a Gallery? And the answer is no. I saw one I guess we have 3 people watching right now. But I'm going to address, I saw a question earlier on the post, and I'm going to address that person. Someone asked, how does a gallery decide who they accept? I'm just thinking, the best way to do this is by actually walking around their gallery right now. And I'm going to walk around my gallery in the American Dream. I'm going to give you a little story behind why we accepted each artist. Hopefully that makes sense, because this way it gives you a baseline of ideas, you know? Okay. So, right here, I'm going to turn the camera around. So here we have an artist, Cynthia Kaufman-Rose. I like talking about marketing in our gallery in American Dream. We have tons of people walking by. So this artist is Cynthia Kaufman-Rose. What we liked about it was very simplistic, very to the point, very more global messages. This is about Shabbos candle lighting. Also another Shabbos candle thing. And then over here, it's very simplistic, direct messages, and Halkalia Beseder. Something I feel artists often get a little, I don't know what the word is, they think being original in terms for selling purposes. Obviously being original artistically is a great idea. But to be too original, that no one understands what's going on, it just doesn't sell. And maybe artistically you have your own ideas, you explain why, and maybe if you have an opportunity to explain people, you could sell it. But if someone walks into a gallery, they see it on Instagram, they don't have time or patience to hear a whole speech about behind it. Although we have a little description on the side. So this painting is Yossi Biton. This artist has sold in other galleries before, so it's been proven already, so we know we could sell it, so we took it. And therefore, here's our artist Yossi Biton. This artist is Fedor Karyakin, a Russian artist. Does great scenery scenes. He lives in Brooklyn. My brother discovered him in Union Square. He was painting on the street. So in terms of publicity and getting branding points or people being aware, painting on the street is the cheapest, freest way for anyone ever to discover you. I have an artist, Alan Hirsch, and he did 10 covers of Time magazine. I'll show you on the other side of the wall shortly. And he told me the editor of Time magazine photo department discovered him on the street. And that's how we discovered this artist here, a Russian artist painting on the street. This is a Brooklyn view to Manhattan. Do we accept abstracts? Yes, but it has to be clearly, there's different levels of abstract, but it has to be understood, and the creativity and the value. Also, today with social media, if we're not sure if a certain artist will do well or not, we often post it on our social media in story form, and we get feedback from our collectors and to see what people like. So it's been easier and easier for galleries to curate which paintings will do the best. Oh, here's this artist, Faggy Berger from Muncie, New York. She's actually only 17 years old. She came into our gallery and she showed it to another employee here, and it was so. Here another thing, very cheap. We paid very little money. Some artists will say, "Oh, it's too little. It's degrading. It's this, it's that." But hey, when you're offering your art for free or very cheap, it makes the gallery easier to work with you because we don't mind taking the risk. As with risk means with money and with time and space. We're a limited gallery, although we have a pretty nice gallery of 2,000 square feet here, and then we have another 1,000 square feet in Crown Heights in that gallery. Everything is limited, and we want to make sure we can sell. That's really the point of the gallery, is to make money and sell, right? That's how you make money. So this artist gave it to us, very simplistic, very happy, very colorful, very candy-like, if you want to say. Just easy. This is Shook at Night by Alan Hirsch. So he's a friend of mine from before I got into the art business, very creative, and has sold in other galleries. So the second something sells in other galleries, it makes it much easier because it means that it's proven. Moving on to Anna Zarnitsky. This is a print. I saw it in a gallery in Canada, liked it, and I started ordering. This is the artist Brian Shapiro. very similar, offers a very affordable number to get involved, and he sent a bunch of pieces on consignment. And they live upstate New York. Just very realistic, Yerushalayim, simple, happy, But again, he came in very affordable and at a number that we could try it out, So visually it was appealing for us, and we're not the decision makers of what's visually appealing. That's our clients. But I thought it was simple and nice enough myself that I would hang it in my house, and therefore we took this artist, but he came in a very, very low price. This is a Robert Kremenizer, Australian artist. Big, simple, colorful, happy. Also, very cheap. It costs us very little money. Here, Michal Israeli from Montreal. I would say in general, this is a good example of something that's very commercial. Very commercial and has a modern Andy Warhol spin, So we sell this retail for about $750. It's an original, but it's spray painted a trace. So it's, but it's the type of thing where it's something that people know already with a spin, If you look at most successful products and ideas, it's things that people do already with a more spin, like Starbucks, coffee, more cool, but coffee is people drink coffee for millions of years. Coffee with a cool spin, you feel good, the barista is nice, they're interesting, etc., blah, blah, blah. So something that's commercially sellable, something that people know already. So typically the things that sell in general are, Yerushalayim, people learning, Gedolim pictures, in this case, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, people, intergenerational type of paintings. This is sort of like that. A happy painting. It's the same paintings that people have been doing for past 100 years, but 2020, people want a modern spin. This is very colorful, very bright, very vibrant. In this case, we got on consignment. I probably wouldn't buy this outright in the first place, but we're in a more modern space here. We decided let's give it a shot. Here's another same one, the Montreal artist. Here we have Mira Eisen. She came into our gallery. She's one of our big success stories. No one knew about her. She was a ghost artist in Israel. She moved to Lakewood recently, I guess. And my partner saw it, and they said, let's give it a shot. It's a Florova, but someone did a similar idea. Goldman, so this we traded. Alan Hirsch, so this is Alan Hirsch we didn't get to, but same idea here. Kotel with a twist, watercolor, those pinks and the purples, and mas, no mas, it's complicated. Some people like the mas, some people don't. I would say in general, drop the mask is more appealing to the Jewish clientele. That's a general idea. The point here's another Karina Haviv print, but it's painted over, so it gives people that more original feel. But it's the Kotel on steroids, very modern. What is practical? Someone asked a question, Michal Silverstein. What's considered practical and affordable? I would say affordable is, $5 to $10 on the extreme end. But the point is it has to come in a low enough number where the gallery does not feel they're taking much risk. Now that's also assuming that they're interested, So stage one is getting the gallery interested. They think your stuff could actually sell. And then the next step is the numbers. But like I said, you don't need a gallery, but you definitely need someone to do the marketing, and you definitely need someone to do the sales. So if the artist is not interested in doing that, you should probably get someone to sell or get someone to do the marketing, because you need all these components in being a commercially viable artist. And people ask the question, could you make a living out of selling art? The answer is definitely yes. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, like most business. The good part is that the startup cost of being an artist, if you went to the art school, probably a lot more because you're paying all your art school debt. But it's canvas and some paint, and you could take canvas paint that costs you $30 to $40, and then within a couple of years sell them for $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. The average painting in our gallery, I would say, is between $2,000 to $5,000, and obviously go up very high, up to $80,000, $100,000 on artists that trade at those numbers. And like I said, it's supply, demand, and branding, and that's about it. People asking, do you need art school? I would say that my experience, we're doing this for about 5 years, it seems that if someone went to art school, they're more likely to have more skilled art, but not necessarily. A lot of people went to art school, and the art we don't feel is something we could sell. Now, we never say art is good or bad. Everyone's their expression. There's no good thing bad. The question is what we can make money on, and what we think we can make money on, and what we can't. But doing this for this amount of time, I started as an art collector. I'm also a musician myself, so I think I do have some art credibility, if I may say. But you develop a certain feeling, and you get a feeling what could sell, what can't sell. Any more questions, let me know, because I am ready to sign off. If there's any other questions, you could email me. I'm happy to help you with. You could email me if I give you any ideas, suggestions, and the like. Okay, we're gonna sign off here, and thank you for listening.